So I want to share with you a major portfolio update. I have sold my Arbitrum. I have replaced it with something that I feel is undervalued, but in today's video we're going to go over the facts of why I've did it. Not to FUD it, but just to explain what is happening. But most importantly, why you should be in control of your own destiny, doing your own research, and if something you don't like in anything, you shouldn't be holding it. Simple, really. Sometimes I genuinely hate crypto. I'm not joking, I do. I still believe that maybe 95, 96% of projects are literally scams. Like, they're only there for the founders to get rich. Somewhat alarming, right? Founders, influencers in the know, VCs. And this project is highlighting a very, very big problem in the space where governance doesn't matter. A DAO doesn't matter. So we do need to talk about it. Now, I get emails all the time regarding sponsorships, paid content, whether it's from an exchange, a token, and this is no different to a certain influence decision in terms of hype and the team wanting to take some money out of the project, even though it's a DAO, essentially a decentralized autonomous project, organization, whatever you want to know it as. It's worthless. It really is, because what they've done is they've quite literally just went, it doesn't matter. I want these tokens and we want them now. And they are already going through that process, which is what I'm going to explain throughout this video. So going back to the DAO situation, the idea is for a voting mechanism to happen. I did a video recently about my holdings. I've included this in it, saying it's a good opportunity because the tokens are locked for 1 whole year. Knowing that if they're locked, there's nothing that can happen, maybe a little bit of hype, maybe a bit of use case around the governance side of it will make it do well. Clearly not. The problem we have here, they have already sold 40 million tokens based off a little glimpse of a result. This is a huge problem, not just for Arbitrum or the holders, but the entire ecosystem of cryptocurrency. Why would you want to hold something that you know that the governance will go out the window because they want to do whatever the hell they want to do? That's scary, you know? So the idea of a governance token and a DAO is for holders to vote, whether it's a proposal or a change or whatever it may be, to enable the growth of the ecosystem. So there's no one central figure. There's no CEO. There's no centralized body that can run the changes. The idea is the community is to do it. But they did it in a very sneaky way, and they started doing it off the back of half a result. When they saw the votes coming in for it, they started taking the money. They started sending it over to Binance, and I got proof of that. Now it's obviously all again, so now it's all kicking off. So it's hugely important that we in crypto get this right. But what I want to do, I want to go onto the screen and show you what's happening, just so you can get some context. So I want to explain why I've sold my holdings and what I've replaced it with. I think it's important to note why I sold and why I'm uncomfortable. I do feel that I may be doing a video very, very soon of why I hate crypto, because there's a lot of things I don't like about crypto. I'm here to teach. I teach people. I've been doing it from, teaching since 2017, quite a long time. I've been an investor a lot longer than that as well. It's scary to think that people are coming into this space not understanding the basics and just getting caught up. And even myself, experienced as I am, we cannot change the path of a project's destiny by being a holder of it, which is scary as a one individual. It's got to be a mass thing. The problem we've got is we've got to trust these people. And a lot of people in crypto, in my opinion, should not be trusted. And that's my personal thoughts on it. But let's go to the screen. Let's explain it all. Let's look at it. And let's just figure out what we need to do now to make this space a little bit better, I think. So here we are. Let's look at the ominous kind of Reddit post, which is kind of important. By the way, before I do start, if you are interested in me doing more live streams, let me know in the comments below. Debating doing them on YouTube and Twitch, and maybe even on Twitter as well. Just have it all in one, different places, right? Anyways, let's talk about this. So this came in my Patreon on Saturday, I believe. Must have been Saturday. I think it was. Because I kind of dismissed it at first, thinking, ooh, brand new post, thinking this is a bit dodgy. Conveniently just after April Fools or whatever, thinking. But This is a monstrous thing, and a lot of things have happened since this post has came out, which is hugely important, right? So the idea was to try and cipher, technically, 750 million tokens at the approximate value of what, $1.10? It's a lot of money, right? So this is kind of obviously, cash grabbing, sort of pulling the wool between our eyes, those sort of kind of claims. And you can see Blockworks Research have, claimed that they were voting against it, explaining the whole reasons behind it and what the whole problem is. And this is a big thing. Why is it needed? All kind of stuff. But going into the update here, now this has got a lot of traction now. You can see the update, massive update, saying that, 40 million has already been moved. And it's already been moved to a lot of child wallets underneath the whole Binance element to it. And you can actually see the transactions within here as well. So it's a little bit concerning, but let's look at some other stuff as well. On Twitter, the foundation, this is where it gets interesting. When it was all for at one point, there was this whole situation. It's mad. It's mad how they can just go, it's fine. We can just do this. It's okay. We can utilize this and do it. It's fine. Oh, no, they're locked tokens for a reason, right? That's the biggest thing to it. You have to go by what the community want and say, and also what was outlined in the white paper or whatever tokenomics paper you've got for such a long period of time, which is why one of the core principles of me investing was actually, there's a lockup for a year. There was a lockup for a year. Nothing gets touched at all. And then from that point, it's monthly over 4-year emissions vesting period, right? That's fine. Wow. Scary, right? And again, we've got it all covered here on Coinbase and all kinds of websites. And not just, now a lot of people go, it's just FUD. If a company, DAO, organization, whatever, right, in any walk of life can do the exact opposite to what has been stated, it's a big red flag. It's huge, right? So my reasons for like literally selling this is very simply, they did not follow the governance of what was outlined. Simple. If any project does this, I'm out. Simple as that. It's simple. I don't care who it is, what it is, if I've got big bags or if I'm in a loss. It's a breaker. It can literally kill a project. And we do say, yeah, right, cool. Prices can go low and people can forget about it. But at this current moment, it's hot. It's hot. It's hyped up. And people will just sell this and it will probably crash. It probably will go a lot lower. And it's scary to think that they've seen this as an opportunity to kind of pull the wool over new investors' eyes and take money out of it, right? So for me personally, as I said before, I don't want to be stuck in something that I know that they can do the complete opposite. The big problem with new projects, regardless of how good it is the VCs, the vesting periods with a locked token element to it. When they are unlocked, we see the pain. The fact that they are unlocking this literally 363 days before they were supposed to is scary, right? So we've got to be somewhat careful, right? And you can see that the airdrop obviously have 1 billion tokens. This is huge. Airdrops are always a little bit sketchy anyways, and you want to kind of be careful. And the only reason why I wanted to get involved in this was because the airdrop was pretty okay in that sense. It was, I think it was 12% of the entire supply, and the rest of it was locked for a while. I was like, cool, that's okay. Let it settle down. Let's do the thing. Clearly not. Scary, right? And again, the final bit I want to talk about is kind of this sort of tweet as well. And I think it's right as well that they do think that everyone's kind of, a bit of an idiot, really. It is scary to think, and like converting it into fiat towards dedicated operational costs is mental. And this is an actual tweet from, the official account. And that's scary to think that, they're going to do that. This should have all been factored in out of the token elements, right? They should have had the money. They should have had all the stuff in place to enable correct growth of the entire ecosystem without having to go into that 750 million tokens. We're not talking about a small amount of money here. We're talking about 750 million tokens that are potentially going to get ciphered out of the supply and sold into fiat. I mean, really? How much money? That's a lot of money. That's like nearly $1 billion. What? That's scary. So, to summarize this a little bit, yes, it's a bit of a whingy video. Yes, I know. But you can't hold things when they do the complete opposite to what you are expecting. You know, it's like buying into a certain service and they totally changing everything and it doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make sense, right? And I used a pretty simple example before. And when you think about it, you know, if you're expecting to buy something and then you're going to get it and it's a complete wrong item, right? Why would you want to have faith in that company again to like give you what you want? And you know that whatever your vote is as a holder, it means something. And yeah, you can't win every vote, but the fact that they went against it and did it anyways is really scary. To like going in for a general election and you vote Conservatives or something and then Labour win, even though you know that Conservatives have won. I know that's probably not a bad option for most people, but you get the idea, right? So what have I replaced it with? Well, it's an obvious pick in my eyes. If you're in my Patreon, you obviously know this, but I do an earner portfolio where for a bit of fun, we've put $5,000 into 5 projects, and this is one of them, right? And I wanted to get more exposure on it. I only had 3% risk in Arbitrum because A, it was a new project, B, the tokenomics weren't perfect after a year, and I thought, well, if it goes well, it'll go well. So yeah, I've put it into Oasis Network, Rose. I like it. I have done for a while. But it's only 3% risk, and given the market cap of this, 3% risk isn't too bad in retrospect. But also it's been around a little bit longer. The emissions aren't as aggressive on this one. And most importantly, it's got a lot of things going for it, which could be very, very interesting. Also, you know, you got the multi-chain element to it. You got, you know, the privacy element to it. You got multiple things going for it. And you can stake it pretty easily. So I've just thought, you know what? This isn't a bad option to have. And there's a lot of things that could be negative, bullish about bloody Arbitrum. There could be negative stuff about this. But for me, I know for a fact that they're not going to pull the wool over my eyes yet, saying the whole word of yet again. But this is a thing. Any project can go wrong. Simple as that. And I know a lot of people ask me what my opinion is of a project. And to be honest with you, I get really bored of it. Like, I am just a normal guy who specializes in teaching and showcasing what I do, and I enjoy the market for where it is, but I also hate it as well because certain things can go wrong and you're not in anywhere near control. And it's the same for any investment. If you're in the stock market, if you're in, you know, even if you're collecting cars, for God's sake, this could happen, right? But when you look at the core principles of what crypto is, it's not right. It really isn't right. And it doesn't make sense. But yeah, I have bought into this very, very simple asset to kind of buy into. You can buy it on Bybit, you can buy it on Binance, you can buy it pretty much everywhere. But for me, I think it's got a better future for risk reward. Most importantly, with a 3% risk on it, I think that's pretty good, pretty fair. But most importantly, I think, you know, mud sticks, and Arbitrum isn't going to be, you know, tickling the old hymn sheet very well, is it realistically, when you think that the start it's already had? This is not small news. I don't think this will just vanish overnight. We're talking about up to $1 billion could be siphoned out of their company, a DAO, which it shouldn't be. But anyways, that's my reasons. Kind of makes sense in my eyes. But yeah, not worth it, really, is it? Anyways, catch you in the next one.